allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everyone to the school board meeting this evening. We'll remind everyone that we are live streaming as well, so we'll welcome those who are joining us via the web. We'll start by accepting a motion to accept consent agenda.
So moved.
A motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Next, we'll ask if anyone is present who would like to speak with any items that are on the agenda or any other topics.
I believe we have two,
Okay.
but they may prefer to wait till we get to that item on the agenda. Does that sound okay?
Okay, perfect. If you want to still bring that, Deb, that should be great. Perfect, thanks. Next, we have some old business and Neola policies for approval.
Yes, I'm bringing this batch of Neola policies and admin guidelines for approval. I'd like to point out one specific policy that updates our personal device, cell phones, smartwatches, those meta glasses, to match the new state laws and legislation. So this policy approval will match what's the requirement from the state, which is that students cannot have access to devices bell to bell in schools. So our high school, middle school students will have to put phones, smartwatches, smart glasses, anything like that in lockers when they arrive, and they don't come back out till after school's over. Elementary students, we're asking them not to bring them to school at all. And this complies with the state law. We'll get that information. If approved, then we get that information out to parents and start spreading that message. This just allows us to comply with the law. That's what the requirement is. And we'll follow with using the lockers as the place for the students to put the devices. So asking for approval of this group of policies.
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion by Mary Lynn, second by Pat. Any discussion?
I just have one question. Do we have things in place with the punishment or what's
Yes,
going to happen?
yes, and within the policy, then the principal would, the device would be sent to the principal, and then the principal will have the discretion to send that device home with the student at the end of the day, or to ask the parent to come to school to pick it up.
Okay, thanks.
And I think, again, it's worth pointing out, and I'm sure the education that goes out will say, this is us following the law that has been established for the whole entire state.
Yes, this wasn't at Jennings County Schools, just us. This is across the state, complying with new legislation.
Great. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. So next we're down under programs, Admentum courseware.
Yes, this is what we talked about at the last meeting, switching from Edgenuity to Edmentum for our alternative ed, homebound, and the different things that we used Edgenuity for. This has a better translation capability and more options for courses to match up with our course catalogs.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
I have a motion by Chelsea. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Next we have the Edmentum
Exact Path. This is for the middle school. This is a state-approved formative assessment and learning program that we'd like to approve. This funding will come from formative assessment grant that we receive, as well as some title funds.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. So next on the agenda, we have Capturing Kids' Hearts program, which I think, Nikki, you...
Yes, I'd like to ask to table that item, please.
Okay. Okay, so we'll, I guess since it's on the agenda, we should vote to table it. Yeah. So what we're asking is for Capturing Kids' Hearts program to be tabled. That's what's on the agenda, so we'll entertain a motion to table that. Motion by Travis. Do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn. Any additional discussion? All those in favor? favor? 5-0. So next, we're down under operations. We have a summer maintenance project update.
Yeah, just a quick little update here. We have a couple major things going on. The Brush Creek HVAC is on schedule. Everything seems to be gonna be making it on time and everything should be good there. That was a pretty major upgrade. The Sand Creek roof, that job is done. We're down to just the punch list on it, but the majority of it's complete also. And on top of the other HVAC, we also have the HVAC in the office out at Scipio. That's on pace also to be done in time for school to be back in session. Outside of the big projects, we've got a variety of other small projects. We did a lot of, we sort of focused this year on curbs and sidewalks because that hadn't been done for 3 to 4 years. We've done different patching of sidewalk or parking lots, but we haven't really done much there. So a variety of schools are having different amounts of sidewalk work being done. And also we put mulch, I think, at most of the playgrounds too. So a lot of just little things, but those are the big parts of that.
Great. Again, that item was an inform. Does anybody have questions for Philip? Okay. Next, we're down under new business, under programs. We have the 2026-2027 curriculum materials list for all
Yes,
schools.
I'm just asking for, this is an inform, this is the K through 12 curriculum materials. And if you remember, we don't charge for this. This would only be if a student lost or needed to pay for damage to any of this list.
Okay. And again, this item is an inform. If you have questions, reach out to Carrie. So next we're down under, again, new business under recommendations.
Yes, please, asking for approval of the following recommendations. Jennifer Cepeda, Jennings County Middle School ELA teacher. Lauren Todd, also Jennings County Middle School ELA teacher. Abigail Vogel, Sand Creek Elementary SPED teacher. And then you'll notice it says pending hiring requirements, but everything is taken care of for Emily Lane to be approved as the MVE SPED Cares teacher.
So on Emily, we're not pending anymore.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. So we'll entertain a motion to approve those 4 recommendations as read.
So,
Motion by Pat, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Travis, any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Thank you. And forgive me, I forgot for a moment, we have lots of guests here today. So of those teachers that were just approved, 3 of the 4 are here today. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to be able to introduce them. And if you have any guests with you, please share who your guests are. But in the second row, Emily Lane is here. And Emily was just approved to be the MVE Cares teacher. Emily,
No
can you
pending, and no pending.
Emily, can you share who's with you, please?
I have my mother and then my dad, Tony Lane.
And then behind Emily, Jennifer Cepeda, she's raising her hand, and then Lauren Todd are both going to be working close together as the middle school ELA teachers. So we're so grateful to have them here with us. So if it's okay, I'd like to go ahead and have them come up. If you all
We have
have
a little tradition.
yes, please. We'd love to be able to welcome you. So if you'll start over here with Mr. Ebinger, he'll be able to shake your hand and pass you on to the next.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, it's official. Congratulations, it's official now. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. And I will mention for Abby Vogel, she apologized, she had a prior engagement and wasn't able to attend tonight.
Congratulations.
Thank you for coming.
It's always exciting to have new members that are joining us. So again, congratulations to you. Next, we'll go down under support staff. Again, some additional recommendations.
Yes, please, asking for the following recommendations to be approved. Braden Lewis, Jennings County Middle School Assistant Boys Soccer Coach. Andrew Magel, Jennings County Middle School Head Boys Soccer Coach. Thomas Mellencamp, Jennings County Middle School Assistant Football Coach. Mallory Rocky, Jennings County Middle School Girls Assistant Volleyball Coach. And lastly, Gary Tungett, Jennings County Middle School Assistant Football Coach.
Entertain a motion to approve those recommendations as read.
so moved.
Motion by Pat, do I have a second? Second by Mary Lynn. discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. So next we're down under finance. We have some donations.
Yes, I have some board approval for the following donations. Middle school, Tracy Eater, $50 to purchase a new yearbook camera, and 812 Customs, John and Jenny Brooks, $100 to purchase shirts for the class of 31 and class of 32. And the last one is for the corporation, NBIC, $250 to the Hope Food Program.
We'll entertain a motion to approve those donations as read.
So moved.
Motion by Travis, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Chelsea, any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Again, under finance, we have a resolution.
Yes, I'm asking the board to approve the following resolution authorizing the transfer of $168,561.31 of the supplemental homestead credit impact from the debt service fund to the operations fund in July of 2026 pursuant to Indiana law. And just a little bit of perspective on this is the result of the sort of the impact of Senate Bill 1. It does not fix the entire thing with operations, but it will help ease that.
Entertain a motion to approve that resolution. Motion by Mary Lynn, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat, any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Next we're down under operations, an authorization to fill positions.
Yes, asking for authorization to fill positions between now and the first day of school to make sure we're fully staffed to start school this year.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Pat, do I have a second? Second by Travis, any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. Next down under relations, we have America's 250th event proposal. So,
I'd like to share a little information, and I believe we have two individuals who'd like to speak to us about the event. We were approached by a community group, Jennings County Citizens United, who'd like to work to create a special program for the 250th America celebration. So they would like to do a program at the high school with students to reenact the Declaration of Independence. And so that would be available for the public to come see as a play, a reenactment, and then we would also have some of our musical groups, high school choirs, band, orchestra, play some patriotic songs. So we have a special program around Veterans Day in November. So that is the proposal that they would like to bring. I think they're even working on getting period costumes for the kids, so that would be quite entertaining. So I'd like to introduce Dave Cheatham and Terry Sargent, and if they would like to share some additional information on the work you're doing and what you're excited about.
Thank you very much for having us tonight. We appreciate being here. I'm just thinking as I'm sitting here, 51 years ago this month is when the school board approved my contract to be a teacher.
Did you go around and shake hands?
Give me a high five. But, you know, it's changed my life, and I'm glad to be here again tonight as an ex-employee, and Terry, I've started about the same time.
It's former.
Former employee. Actually, you're a convict, right? Okay, well, we'd like to start out and just, we are working with a group called Jennings County Citizens United. The group is incorporated, it's insured, and Terry has the mission statement. We'd like to read that to you so you know what we're all about, what our goals and our mission is.
Well, thank you for having us here tonight. I appreciate you entertaining our proposal, and I think this is going to be pretty exciting. It's going to be a pretty cool thing out there. Jennings County Citizens United is part of a national organization of Citizens United. It is not a political organization. We're not trying to impose our opinions or whatever on anyone, but we do believe that, as many people do in this country, that there are some things that we've lost along the way, and we'd like to reinstate some of those things in this country. This is the mission statement of the national organization. Through a combination of education, advocacy, and grassroots organization, we seek to reassert the traditional American values of limited government, freedom of enterprise, strong families, and national sovereignty and security. Our goal is to restore the Founding Fathers' vision of a free nation guided by honesty, common sense, and the goodwill of its citizens. That's it. We meet monthly, and our effort is to try
this play that we propose is an excellent example of reenacting how we all got started way back 250 years ago, and the principles behind what inspired these brilliant men who risked their lives and their fortunes, and as the Declaration says, their sacred honor to establish this country. And we just we're not saying to everybody, you got to believe that, but we're saying we want you to be aware of it. We would like for you to appreciate it. Dave, I'm going to let Dave describe the program itself briefly.
Yeah, and we started out with a basic idea, and I did meet with Superintendent Johnson and Assistant Superintendent Manowitz and discussed it. And originally it was going to include more of the school system, but we decided because of the logistics of it to go back and just focus on the high school. Part of our mission and part of our educational goal is to have students participate in some of these activities to learn the same things Terry just talked about, some of the basic fundamental values that make this country great and make our community great. We want to have that in our community. You've seen TV shows before where maybe they ask somebody, well, how many states are there in the United States? And somebody said, well, at least 20, you know, I mean, but, you know, we think civic education is important, and to know about your country and your community is important. And we also think that civility is important. Civility isn't taught very much anymore. You see Congress doing debates and stuff, and they yell at each other and they call each other. That's bad. We don't want to have that. We don't want our community to be that way. We want to be able to deal with ideas as a marketplace of ideas. If the idea is good, let's do it. If it's bad, we find that out through an honest, open, and friendly debate. We want to teach our students those values, that as future citizens, they can participate in our community in an honest and open way, in a marketplace of ideas, and not in personalities, and not in hateful kind of things. You know, that whole thing that we're going as a country, that's all bad, that's all wrong. And we can't change the whole country, but we can help try to maybe do a few things here where we live, and that's what we're trying to do. So, you know, we have sincere goals. I mean, we're not trying to cover up anything at all. We just have sincere, we're both former teachers, former employees, and we believe the things we've taught in school. And, you know, hope you guys will understand it and believe that too. So where we are now, we have a rough program outline, starting out with the pledge and the national anthem. And then we want to have a certain number of students that will participate as actors from the Constitutional Declaration and the Revolutionary War period. And we would like to get period costumes for these people. We're talking maybe 10, 12, 15 students altogether. So we're hoping to work with the Social Studies Department. When I talked to the superintendent, she said that Mr. Lane, who was a former student of mine and also a colleague of mine, and Mr. Sargent as well, has the AP U.S. History. And, you know, it takes a certain kind of student to be able to get up in front of people and have the ability and the desire to be able to do something like this. So we need to have help the school teachers to, you know, get the right kind of students to do this. Not that we want to say that, you know, every student is not eligible, but, you know, there's certain kind of students that will want to do it and certain that won't. So we want to get the right kind of people that want to participate. And then it's kind of like, I think about, if any of you have ever seen the old movie, The Ten Commandments? Well, it starts out, Cecil B. DeMille starts out narrating what the start of this is all about. You know, here's what we're looking at. Here's what this movie's going to be about. Well, we'll have a narrator that will kind of give the background to what we're doing. And we'll have a certain scene that will be narrated. And then probably Terry will be the moderator. So if it's a convening of the First Continental Congress, then Terry will convene that. The students will be the members. And then when we have debates on certain issues like loyalist versus patriot, you know, should we stay loyal to Britain? Should we be rebelling against Britain? You know, these issues were common back then, and they were important. And the way that it was debated is historic. So we're going to look at historic documents. We're going to look at things that they did and the things that influenced their decisions. So the First Continental Congress had an issue. They were very Christian men. And, you know, it's part of the history. It's not advocating a certain religion, but that influenced their thinking a lot. They were worried about rebelling against England because because St. Paul in the Bible said you shouldn't rebel against government because government's instituted by God. If you rebel against government, you're rebelling against God. So they had a problem with that. So they had a minister, Jacob Thune, came in and gave a prayer about it. And what their solution was, they were determined to say, we weren't rebelling, we're just simply going to authorize self-defense. So that's the way it started out. But, you know, that's an ingredient of what the thinking was at that time. We want to try to bring back that history and the historical documents about that. So, you know, we'll have that starting out, then we'll have Patrick Henry's speech. You know, that's a great speech. We'll have the reading of the Declaration. Not all the reasons, because the reasons are long and kind of boring. But, you know, we'll try to get it condensed down as the summaries. And then we'll have, at the end of the program, we'll have the band and the choir sing a couple patriotic songs. So it's, you know, it's the scripting and everything will be mainly reading historic documents. And the only thing that will be original is when the students participate in the Socratic debate, we will rehearse with them and we will practice with them to let them kind of get their ideas together about what they would say when we get the actual performance. So it's kind of that kind of a thing. So it's like a historic narrative of these events around the Declaration of Independence. And it helps us with our goals. We want to work with the schools. As former teachers, we love doing this kind of thing. When I was teaching school, I like to have students do things instead of just lecture to them about things. You learn more when you do something than if you just have somebody talk about it. And I think they would hopefully learn a lot too. So that's our basic goal. On the cost of it, our group has voted to allocate $1,000 to help cover the cost of the costumes. I don't know if that will cover all of them, some of them, I don't know. We're able to do that right now. And when I talked to the superintendent, assistant superintendent, they said that maybe if there's a little bit more expense than that with programs or, you know, a couple extra costumes that we didn't know we might need to have, you might be able to help out a little bit with that. I don't know. If you can, we'll try to raise more money. But if you can, that would make it, you know, we're going to contribute $1,000 no matter what.
We did just also receive a $1,500 grant from the Community Foundation.
For doing this program, but we have other things we're doing too that we actually allocated $1,000 for this program. So, you know, that's basically the essence of it. And we're happy to answer any questions you might have, and you're all welcome to come. And we're hoping to have it on Veterans Day, and you're all invited to come as special guests and bring your families and friends. And we want to celebrate this time in our country's history. We want to renew the basic foundational things that made us as a great country.
So I would mention we have policy when we work with community groups for how to do these events. So I shared that policy, and they're well aware of some of the parameters we have. That students have to volunteer. It can't create additional burden of time for teachers unless they choose to participate. And so we've done a lot of great communication on what those parameters look like. And we'll continue to have that discussion and work through some of those details. And this event would be something to celebrate this special time in history with it being 250th anniversary this year. So we will, other questions that you have after they've kind of shared, the final piece with the curriculum, the script, if you will, would also have to go through our curriculum approval process to make sure it matches what the school's standards are for that. So we also have that built in through policy. So those are just the parameters of the programming. Any questions that you have? It was a very good summary of what the program would look like, all the different pieces, the costumes. So thank you for your time and giving all those details.
It's a work in progress. We can make changes if we need to.
Yes.
We're very adaptable, and we just appreciate being able to work with you in the school and the students and the community. You know, we just thank you for your time tonight.
I'm kind of insulted you didn't ask all of us to star in this.
I thought about you first of all, because I mean, come on, you won an award when you were in school for some kind of performance, but I can't remember what it was.
I mean, if they needed a nurse, I could be there.
You can be a nurse, yeah. You can play Betsy Ross, you can nurse the
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Well, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Again, this item isn't in form. So if you have any questions, reach out to Nikki. I'm sure that Dave and Terry would be happy to entertain any questions as well. So next, again, we'll go down under relations and MOU with Southeastern Career Center.
Yes, the first MOU is the emergency standard MOU for the Career Center to use our buses if they were to ever need to. We do this one annually, so asking for approval.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
I have a motion by Chelsea, a second by Travis. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. And then the next.
The first is an MOU with Vincennes University to offer dual credit. We do this annually as well.
Entertain a motion to, I have a motion by Mary Lynn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Pat. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Same thing, the asking for approval of the statement of work between us and Vincennes University.
Entertain a motion. Motion by Pat. Do I have a second? Second by Chelsea. Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0. And finally, a grant for
Yes.
food.
Asking for approval of a grant for the Hope Food Program from the Jennings County Community Foundation of $5,000. I don't know how many in the community know this fact, but we do backsacks for our students who need food on the weekends and over holiday breaks, and we completely fund that through donations and grants each year. That's how that's supported. So anytime we get a donation or a grant, it makes a big difference in the lives of kids in need. So thankful to the foundation and asking for approval of that $5,000.
We'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Pat. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Mary Lynn. Any discussion?
Thank you, Deb, for doing all the work.
Thank you, you're welcome. It wasn't, I wasn't alone, I had other people help as well.
He went above and beyond on a short timeline. We were very appreciative.
What a great project too, right?
No, it's for something good, so,
Yeah, absolutely.
and needed.
So I have a motion and I have a second. All those in favor? 5-0. Which brings us down to other, and I think we do have an other.
Yes, I'd like to give an update to the summer food program. We are 5 weeks into it, and we have surpassed last year's total, which is very exciting and great news. Still have 3 weeks to go, so I'd also like to encourage anybody out there to take advantage of this for the next 3 weeks from 11 o'clock to 12:30, the next 3 Wednesdays. So it's
So
a
free
great,
meals for our kids, a week's
Yes.
worth of meals
Meals are handed out on Wednesdays.
the Sun Meals is sort of the name of the program.
at the high school.
At the high school.
Yep.
And are there any other instructions, or once
Nope.
they get there, they'll see
They'll
where to
pull
go?
in, they'll drive up to the yellow tent.
Perfect.
Follow the
Look for
crowd.
the yellow tent. Great. Anything else to come before the board?
That is it.
Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Travis, second by Pat. All those